Thank you, Mr. Russo. Good morning. It gives me great pleasure to welcome families, friends, board members, teachers, and administrators to the Harbor Fields class of 2017 graduation. Classmates, we now stand on the brink of the next stages of our lives, lives that will be filled with untold joys and hardships, successes, and setbacks. We are now preparing to take those first tentative steps out into the real world. But today, we complete our journey through high school, reflect on the memories we made here, and celebrate our accomplishments. I would like to take a moment to tell you what it means to be salutatorian. First of all, it isn't pronounced salutatorian, as I recently learned, but rather salutatorian. Now, it's very important that you pronounce it correctly because salutatorian is a Latin word. The thing is, I don't speak Latin, so I can't tell you what it means, but the fact that it is Latin makes it significant and sophisticated by default. And rather than translating the term, I looked it up in a world-renowned English dictionary, the Urban Dictionary. According to the Urban Dictionary, a salutatorian is, quote, the person who just missed being valedictorian by a few GPA points. A very miserable person indeed. Second place is just the first loser. Of course, miserable is not the word I would use to describe it. In fact, I was thrilled to learn I would be finishing off senior year with one last written homework assignment that happened to be presented to several hundred people on the last day of high school ever. Now, naturally, I wrote this speech in true senioritis fashion. I told myself I would get it done right away, procrastinated until the last minute. At 3 a.m. last night, I kind of gave up in a swirl of frustration and laziness, and then I just paid Trevor Jones to use his speech from last year. But all kidding aside, there are so many people I would like to thank for this tremendous honor. First off, my family, my mom and dad, my dog Cyrus, my two grandmothers who flew here all the way from Canada to support me just to have to watch me in a live stream in the other room. And my brother, who also flew out from Canada, but that's because he peaked in high school and wanted oh so desperately to come back. I have to thank every teacher I've ever had for guiding me through these past 12 years, and yes, even those teachers who called me by the wrong name for an entire school year. And of course, I thank you, my friends and classmates. You are truly the heart and soul of this school, and the sense of community you bring to Harbor Fields is of immeasurable value. Now it's time for the anecdote. In order to illustrate the impact that Harbor Fields has had on me, I have to focus on the time I didn't spend at HF. As many of you know, I spent my freshman year at a prep school in Vancouver, Canada. Being a private school, they offered many things that Harbor Fields simply couldn't afford. Indoor swimming pools, high-speed internet, edible lunches, and an asbestos and lead-free environment. Despite all these luxuries, something was missing. Something that had filled me with joy and then, when it was gone, created a cavern in my heart that constantly echoed with longing. Something I couldn't take with me, and no, it wasn't the lead water. When I came back to HF on the first day of sophomore year, I felt whole again, and I knew what I had been missing. It was the friendship, the sense of community, that HF family that Mr. Russo always talks about over the PA. I learned then that it wasn't the classes I took or the extracurriculars I did that would define my high school experience, but rather the people I met and grew with. Your individual talents, successes, and achievements are awe-inspiring to me, but even more impressive is what we've been through together. Together, we've survived and overcome everything thrown our way, from hurricanes to college application season, and if you're like me, college rejection season too. It is truly incredible to see how resilient and strong we are as a community, and even more so to see how we come together as a community to help those in need, be it a friend, classmate, or complete stranger. I want to challenge each and every one of you to carry this sense of community with you wherever you go. I challenge you to show the character, the passion, the generosity, and the kindness that I've had the privilege to witness from all of you to each new person that you meet in life. I challenge you to bring this beautiful thing we call family with you every step of the way, through all the joys and hardships, all the successes and setbacks. And if you can, I know the world will be all the better for it. Thank you.